So today we're talking about how long is too long to be engaged before you get married. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about today. And I'm saying this basically because people are saying, you know, when you get engaged, you get engaged to get married in the next few months. Quick. But they're saying you're not getting engaged to keep a woman waiting for 5 years and try to scare all the guys away. That's why I was like, how long is too long to get engaged? To you know, be engaged and not get married. So what you guys say?
After about 2 years, I feel like you're playing.
What?
It depends on how old you are too. Like if you're over 30 and it's like a really, really long engagement, why? But if you're like 20 something and you're trying to finish school or you're trying to do this or do that, save up money, all of that, then it could be maybe 3 years or something like that. But then after a while, people forget that you're having a wedding.
I think I agree with you. I feel like if you're older, definitely like it wouldn't even be like the most if you were to get married after like 6 months of being engaged, right? If you're older, like in your 30s or maybe even like 40s, whatever. But if you're 23, 4, whatever, you could take a year or 2, 3 maybe, but I feel like after 3 though, it's like the most. It's like, okay.
What are you gonna be doing for 3 years? To me, when you get engaged, that period between engagement and I do is planning the wedding.
Okay.
So why are you planning for 3 years?
Well, no, but like if you're in your 20s and you're still in school, like say
So why you get engaged then?
They're young people that get it.
Some people want to lock it down.
Yeah, you lock it down and then
As
you
soon
start
as they
saying,
get out of, like, as soon as they graduate and they want to like boom, graduate, got a job, have a family, get in a house, that type of situation.
Well, honestly, I feel like that's the man's job. Because I feel like when you make that decision and make that commitment, it should be like, honestly, when you make that commitment, it should be like, okay, I'm getting engaged with a plan within at least 6 months to a year. There's a lot of factors that play into that engagement. So like when you actually get on one knee and make that commitment, it's like, I know based off your finances, based off where y'all might be in life, 6 months to a year, you know, that kind of should be your gap. Like, you know, by then you should know, like, okay, I'm trying to get the ball rolling. Because you're not going to want to wait much, a year and a half, 2 years. You're not going to wait. You're going to have a lot of people looking at you like, man, what's going on? You're like playing around. You know?
But it doesn't really matter what the people say. If it takes you 2 years to plan your wedding, then it should take you.
So you're saying
like,
2 years to plan a wedding?
No, because some people like might be thinking something big and lavish.
Weddings cost like what, 15, 20, 30 grand? Are you gonna
expensive.
pay? Are you like, unless you already are established like in your 30s? But if you're 20 something, who has 10 grand just to in 6 months?
So you're gonna let
A lot of people.
Trust funds.
Trust fund.
A lot of people don't have
here as a trust fund.
That's why you have to take that in consideration. If there's not a legitimate excuse as to why y'all haven't done it, like you're in school or you're trying to save up, if you're just like, oh, I'm putting it off for this or that or this or that, then it's like, well, why can't we just hunker down and
See, I have a different approach.
Let's hear what you
Mine
guys say.
is according to the venue. If you have like a dream venue that you want, they may not have a spot available until like a year.
Oh, so that's the reason why you think that you
Yes,
actually
to push
push.
it. Yeah. So if you look at this,
But
a lot of
I'm
people
just saying
have,
with you,
I'm not gonna get married until I'm in whatever plaza, some. So you don't know.
That's for people that care about these things.
A lot of
a
people
lot of
care.
people care. I would care. I just want to find that guy, and once he's filled in that role,
And also a different approach, court wedding. If it's that
True.
important to you, get married in court first. And
Y'all
then you
don't
can
know
have
what are you talking about?
No, that's totally valid.
Let me say something real quick. So this is it. Everybody's just talking about nah. That's all bullshit. Let me say this is it. Number one, girls, y'all want to dream with. Y'all want to see. Even the proposal has to be grand.
yeah.
You people, that's it.
And that's
So, so
you had it right.
proposal has to be grand.
That's right.
Even during the relationship, you already bought it. You already tell the dude like, hey man, look, you're throwing signs at him already. Like, hey, when we gonna do this? And as a guy, he might feel pressure to say, you know what, man, look, I got to do this, man. Look, this girl, you know what I'm saying? Look, I get it. A guy's got to do at his own time when he's ready. But at some point, when a girl starts nagging him, he might budge.
Nagging girl?
Well,
I'm not saying nagging, like, you know.
I feel like, you know, there's a certain point in your relationship where you kind of do like understand like your you know, fiance, your girlfriend, whatever, and know that she is ready for that. So at that point, it's like she's not kind of placing like a timer on you, but it's like, you know, you have a certain window of opportunity to be like, okay, I kind of need to get my mindset right. I need to get things in order because I want to, you know, make this commitment.
Right.
But if you keep on extending, she does really have the right to venture
To
off
kinda-
if she wants to do that. You know,
Exactly. 'Cause
she
you never
won't
know.
think that you're
Okay,
serious enough.
true.
You
But,
never know.
he's still trying to get his shit straight.
Yeah, we don't know about that.
Right.
What if his shit is straight?
Exactly.
So what are we waiting on?
If I don't know that you're getting your shit straight, and I'm just sitting here 4 years like,
Exactly.
the eggs are dying, lose egg every month. Why am I wasting my time? I don't know. Okay, let me see where his mind is at. Is he lying? Like, well, you start to get antsy when everybody around you is getting married and you don't know, like, does he not want to marry me? Like, it just brings up too many questions. If we don't know what's going on, we don't know that you're making plans and you're trying to do surprise, which is nice, but at the same time, we're sitting here like, this dude is going to make me 34. We'll have a 2-year engagement, 36, the baby won't come until 39. What am I going to do?
Love is
Like,
patient.
you know what that's
Right.
Say your job, you're like, okay, you've been 3-4 years into the job, and you're like, when am I gonna get that promotion?
Oh, you're bringing joy.
I think that's the best perspective to come at it with, because when you're in a relationship and it's like, where is this headed?
You know,
You don't want to sit there and then nothing comes out
everybody
of it.
keeps putting the onus on the guy. Yeah, it should be most time, but sometimes you gotta be
Would you
understanding.
prefer to
Sometimes,
propose to the guy?
no, I'm not saying propose. I'm not saying
Oh,
girl propose to the guy.
that's
No,
an interesting
I'm just saying everybody
That's
puts
an interesting
everybody puts it on the guy. Like the guy,
What's wrong with that?
the guy's.
A girl proposing to the guy?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with that?
No, to me, I think that's fine.
For real?
If I know you're gonna say yes,
I mean,
if I know you're gonna say, I'm not gonna be out here looking stupid.
I mean,
It's the same with guys
yeah.
that would, if you,
But there's a lot of guys who don't want that.
Yeah.
cause they stupid.
I don't know. Me personally, I don't know about stupid, but I would never. No, you good. I would never say. I would never want my girl to propose to me. I just don't feel like traditionally that's her job. I just don't feel like that is the right way. I don't feel like it makes sense. Ultimately, personally, because I feel like, you know, a woman has to sacrifice so much just already being in a relationship. So I feel like it's the man's job to, you know, like give that commitment and be like, okay, I'm ready for this next step. And then when you get married, you know, y'all are both, you know, exchange roles and do this and do that. But it's not her role already to, after all the sacrifice, she's already married, and to go and be like, okay, will you marry me? It's like, I just feel like it's doing too much. Like, let me do that and show you that I'm ready to take this next step with you instead of you already, you know, adding to what you've already told me over and over again. I want to get married. Of course you told me that. I've heard that. I already know, like, chill, I got you.
Yeah, she can like propose to you on some like spontaneous stuff or something like that, and then then you go buy the ring and then you propose to her.
Right,
and take pictures
exactly.
and stuff. That should be fine. Or even like
So
a modern
propose to each
couple,
other.
a modern couple.
What?
did you just say they
Say
propose to each other?
Yeah, like
What?
now y'all are already engaged, but you want that like picture perfect traditional thing where he gets on one knee. So later, y'all do that.
Wow.
I get.
Yo, what's up with this double jeopardy shit? How you propose to your partner, then your partner proposes to you? Like, what is she thinking about? I don't get it. I really don't. What?
To me, it's fine. I just kind of want to be proposed to. I don't want to go.
How you know a guy don't want
Seems
to
a bit
propose?
awkward.
Like, okay, for me, it will be awkward, so I agree with Deja. Like,
Yeah,
it will be
yeah,
awkward,
very
but I don't feel like there's anything wrong with a girl
Some of us are-
proposing.
You feel what?
Cause sometimes if they're taking too long, you gotta just be like, maybe, I feel like a proposal is like, don't you think it's time for us? You are proposing a question, right?
True.
Don't you think it's time for us to get married? It's about time, sir. Put a ring on
Your
it.
eyes, we're at a restaurant. You know what? This is nice. Let's get married.
If
That's my proposal.
If she was the one that proposed to me instead, honestly and truly, even though she would probably,
You gonna say no?
I would probably say no, honestly, because I wouldn't like that.
And you know, now that you said it, I heard some on the reel. This lady said something. She said, as a girl, when a guy proposes to you, if you're not ready, if you're not ready, say yes. Say yes and stop. You know why? She said, because that boy ain't gonna propose to you again if you say no. Ain't that foolish?
He won't propose to you. Like
He
what?
wouldn't propose to you
3 months
again.
She
in.
might not.
He said, let's get married.
So she's saying, if you, as a girl, if you're not
you're
ready,
not ready.
go ahead and say yes, regardless, and just tell him, whisper and say, like, can we start on the wedding preparations?
My
Now,
automatic.
what's your one say about? Because the reason why I'm saying this is y'all are saying that it's the guy. The guy's got to go down. The guy's got to do his deal. You know, blah 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 blah. But when he finally does it, y'all are the ones not ready. Because y'all are saying he's not proposing because he's not ready.
I think girls honestly only say no to guys that they really weren't trying to be with, and the guys was forcing it. Because I personally believe that a guy should know, like a guy that is proposing to a girl already knows that they've talked about this, they've discussed this, something has sparked it. You can't be just like, I'm just gonna ask her, because sometimes girls date guys that they don't really like, to be very honest.
Why? What does that nonsense?
Well, I don't know.
Sometimes you end up in situations.
Right.
What type of situation?
Sometimes people are there
I'm thirsty.
and there's nothing. No, it's just like whatever. So chill with for the time being until I get tired of you, and then.
So you're using him?
Not necessarily. Sometimes you just end up with people because, you know, you don't have anything going on, you're single, you meet a guy, he seems nice enough, and so you're like, okay, let me see where this goes. It doesn't necessarily mean that you like the person or you're going to fall in love with the person, but why not try? Especially since everybody around you is getting married, so you try. There's a nice guy, maybe he doesn't look that cute, or maybe he doesn't have his job together, or maybe you don't like the way he talks or the way he smells. All things that are negotiable. You just say, you know what, let me try. You try it out for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. The guy's still dull. You pack your things and you go. I wouldn't recommend wasting someone's time for a year or 2 years, but like 3-4 months, you never know what anything can turn into. So you might as well try. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't know why everybody was yelling at me.
Okay, but at what point are you like, okay, I'm gonna take this seriously and consider like marriage?
Maybe never.
Because I
wouldn't waste your time for that long. It's just a little. I wouldn't waste your time for that long.
Now, whatever you just said, let's be serious now. Whatever she just said, if it was a guy.
You guys do that all the time.
Guys do that all the time. That's standard practice.
Let me finish.
No, you can't.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Whatever she just did, if it was a guy, once the girl finds out, that's bashing.
Alright, so how long would you go with that? That's what I'm trying to figure
No more
out.
than like 3 months.
Let's see what's
So
going
at 3 months, hold on, at 3 months, you've realized, okay, this is not going anywhere, then you just let it go. Now, what if the guy starts having feelings for you?
That's his problem. I don't know why everybody was jumping on CC, but I feel like guys do that all the time, and nobody gives a shit. But all of a sudden, now that it's a girl doing it, it's like, okay, well, why is she wasting his time, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes guys are persistent. They keep asking and asking and asking, and like, okay, let me just go with this dude and see whether anything can come out of it. If it doesn't, you move on. If it does, well, good for you.
You guys are missing the very important issue, or the very important part of this.
Which is what?
The dating process is the process where she finds out whether she cares about this guy or not. Because in the beginning, she's like, you know what, you look fine, you're all right, but you're not like, you don't have a decent job, you can get there. Let me see if there's anything there. So within that however many long, 3 months or whatever, she will find out whether you're worth it or not.
For me, the process of dating, literally you just get to know somebody, and I mean, you start talking, and that entire process to me is where you know whether or not you care enough about the person to get married. Actually, from the beginning, you can tell, at least to me, in a few moments or seconds, whether or not I care about this person, whether they look like their potential to get, you know, marriage potential.
So how long should people technically date before they decide? It's a legit question.
Before they decide we don't like each other, or
That and before they be like, let's take it to the next
I
level.
feel like it depends on the intensity.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put two scenarios out. First guy you meet somewhere random, you never seen this guy before. The second guy, you being your best friend for a good time. Friends, just friends, not never. But you already know him, and then you start dating. This person you just meet, you start dating. How long should each person date before they?
I think the new person at least a year, because they could completely switch up on you in a few months.
Damn, so
And
this
then
dude can take 3 months and be like, let's get married?
Yeah, you already know him.
Get your best friend.
There are so many different aspects of a relationship than just adding sex and this and that. Best friend, there's levels of a friendship versus levels of a relationship. There's so many other things you're gonna get into and discuss, and it's colliding two different worlds and opinions into just like one direction.
So, best friends, you're friends, you're good friends. That's all it is. relationship.
It's different.
It's different,
I agree
totally
with you there. But like, it depends on your level of intimacy with your
With
best
your friend.
Like
That's
when I
true.
have a best friend, we are like super close. If I consider you my best friend, that means we talk all the time. I can call you for whatever. You've had my back in several situations. Like I drop friends like this if I.
So
don't
was
trust
that
you.
male best friend your best friend like that while you're with
I'm
your
gonna
boyfriend?
Other guys?
Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, hell no. Not me. Sometimes, like, I mean, yeah, you have to adjust. Sometimes if they do have a close guy friend, but as far as like someone you always go to for those moments, I don't feel like that should always
No,
go
I
there.
mean you would only go to them for things like that you
Guy
couldn't
things.
get from a
Okay.
relationship.
Like
well,
what?
I'm in a relationship. It's fine.
Ultimately, I just feel like there's a difference between being with your best friend and then being with like your best friend that's your lover or boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever. It's just different levels to it. Spiritually, man, you gotta move in with that person. You gotta, there's just different levels to it. Best friend knows this and that about you, yeah, but they're not with you every day, talking to you every second of the day. It's just levels to it, man.
Friend. Okay, let's say you have a best friend and you end up being in a relationship with your best friend, but that male best friend knows about your experiences with other relationships. I don't think that's usually gonna work. It usually doesn't work unless that best friend is like your soulmate. That's
I'm
somebody
gonna tell you something.
I ended up with my best
Some
friend.
male best friend, they just chilling in the corner waiting for you to break up.
but they really just try to hit and just have fun.
If that's your best friend and y'all happen to, be discussing something that's vulnerable or whatever, things could definitely escalate. I do have a best friend. I had a female best friend where, yeah, me and her like each other at one
You
point.
still had to.
No.
friends
No, but I think me and her are still really, really good friends. I think my girl even knows about her. But at the same time, me and her were really cool, like each other at one point. But once, that was dead, it was dead. Like, you can't ever, revisit those things because I'm with somebody else. I just can't mix that whole best friend thing with, dealing with the relationship. It just doesn't
Fair.
work.
Can we just talk about the fact that guys were just like throwing out opinions like it was facts? I'd like to see some receipts. Where are the statistics?
But a lot of times, if you kind of have feelings for your best friend, but for whatever reason you've never visited it, then it probably means that y'all are not a good fit for each other. I'm talking about when you have a best friend and the only reason why y'all are not together is because of circumstances, not feelings towards each other or something that you don't like about them. So that person, 3 months, you guys have been best friends for 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah,
Why not get married after 3 months?
Exactly.
You know
3 months.
you know what you need to know
Yeah.
about the person.
Would that relationship work?
Yeah, you can never predict how anything will work, but the love is there, the intimacy is there. What do you need to make a relationship work?
How do you know
Trust,
intimacy
love,
is there?
because you're best friend.
Everybody over here trying to talk about you can be intimate with your best friend. When I hear intimacy, my mind going intimacy. I have a best friend is a guy and we are intimate. What? You're intimate with your best friend for what? I don't care what you are doing. You can't be intimate. You can have best friends. I don't care, but you cannot be intimate with your best friend. What is that? Ha! Intimacy. Come on, get out.
Okay, I don't understand why Peter didn't understand what I meant by being intimate. Being intimate doesn't just mean having sex. Being intimate with your best friend, whether it's a guy or a girl, just means you have an emotional connection. And so you have a deeper level in your friendship. And that could be with anybody, which is a really, really good foundation.
The perfect marriage is your best friend that you get to have sex with.
Exactly.
That's all you need. You have the trust.
I don't know
You
about
guys like the same things, the same morals.
I can see you meeting somebody, y'all start dating, and the relationship involves, and y'all just develop into a friendship relationship, and the friendship develops with the relationship. I feel like that would work better than somebody that you're best friends with, and you've shared everything with this person, your ups and downs, all that kind of stuff. Like, they know the raw everything, but it never started out as we're attracted and we want to be together. It was just a friendship.
Right, I know how women are saying, okay, yeah, you're marrying your best friend and you know everything about this person, yeah. But a best friend in a best friend kind of relationship versus a best friend in an actual boyfriend and girlfriend relationship is still different.
It's different.
It's still hold on. It's still
Hold on,
it's
y'all.
no
Just listen.
and think trust me like man.
But is that not a good foundation for a
It
relationship?
is though. It's a great foundation, but I mean, still, I feel like to put a time limit like 3 months
It's
really the true argument.
too short.
I won't say it's too short. I won't say it's too short. It depends on the dynamics of the relationship.
So I personally know some people that I guess time doesn't really like define anything. It just boils down to the dynamics of your relationship, how you guys interact with each other. These people dated for about 10 years. On the 11th year, they were engaged for maybe a year, almost a year, and then they ended up not even like being together at all. So that's about like 11 years in total.
So that
The same guy got, with another girl. They were dated for 2 years. They dated for 2 years, and now they are engaged again. Well, not again. It's a different person. They're engaged, and they're about to get married. And I've never seen this person like so happy. The one thing that the other person was complaining about, it took him that he couldn't fix in 10 years with this person. He was willing to do it in like 2 years. What I'm saying is, it's not really about time, honestly. Sometimes it's just your dynamics with the person that you're. Some people push you to be a better version of yourself, and some people make you
Reap
just.
the benefits of your work.
Right, really. So the time thing, if you guys know is right, being engaged for 3 months does not mean anything. It doesn't mean you don't know them too little or you don't know them enough. It just means that 3 months works for y'all, and that's perfect for you guys. If it takes 2 years because you need to get your finances together, or you just are still trying, let it take 2 years. I don't know. It's just the most when you guys are at a set like place, and then you start dragging it for 5 years, and then the guy is still messing around.
If I spend 10 whole years on a nigga, best believe that by force, that nigga is mine. I don't give two what the situation is. You're gonna fix what you need to fix, because 10 years is not about to go to waste. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Like, you're not yet there as a guy in terms of what you're trying to achieve may not be the same as the girl. Everybody develops there are different stages in life, right? So if the girl is in a different stage in her career, her maturity, whatever, and the guy isn't, then
And I
it'll
think
work out.
Polish says, girls should also kind of keep that into consideration when they're dating guys, because if you're dating a guy that like financially you're higher than him, with education and everything, then you should, if he's taking too long and saying, I want to get my shit together, then you need to be ready to be a trooper, because you knew what you were getting into. So
just leave him alone.
Or leave him alone, really, or leave him alone.
Don't
You can't try to pressure him if he's telling you, I need time to get to where I need to. You're already there. You're like waiting.
On how much time you need.
Yeah. They say it's levels to everything. So you go through the stage of dating, and then you decide, okay, I want to be with this person. So that's a stage of engagement, and then after the engagement is the marriage or whatever. What is the whole context of we're dating? What is the whole context of engagement? What is the whole context of marriage? Like, what are those differences?
On a relationship or dating level, which could be anywhere from 6 months to, depending on how old you are,
Right.
to maybe 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Right? And you're finding out if this is the person that you like, if you share the same values, if you can see this, you can see yourself with this person your entire life. You're slowly getting to know each other. You're liking each other, enjoying each other's time. It builds. Okay. Engagement again, depending on how old you are, but like maybe standard engagement maybe 6 months to, again, maybe 2 years, standard for an engagement. This is the time where, okay, we're going to be together, so now it's time for us to build our future. We're talking about starting a family. We're talking about, are we getting a house, an apartment? When are we doing this? Where are we doing this? Who's
So a lot
paying?
of like financial planning, all that kind of stuff
how
is
we're
going
gonna
on.
do this
Learn
in
how
a
to
relationship,
family planning.
money-wise, family planning, all of that. So that's where you are there. And then the marriage. Now starts the rest of your life. You are now together, and you have to mesh everything together. And now there's actual document that says, this person, I'm responsible for this human being and anything that comes out of them.
Is it okay to say that what makes a marriage, now that you're in the marriage stage, what makes a marriage last is the fact that there was a lot of planning going on with the during the engagement stage? Because the marriage is is actually living out what you plan, right? I'm guessing. So you meet somebody, you dating, everything's cool. You realize this person you want to be with, you're in love, blah blah blah. You get engaged, you start planning your future together. You're coming up with the plan, family plan, financial plan, whatever plan you could come up with. And then the marriage is living out that actual plan that y'all put together.
Marriage is more than that.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes and no. I mean, I feel like yeah, there's a plan, but things are kind of like tentative. So you know, there's always like a subject to change. Any kind of you know, there's always something that can happen. And if that happens, you have to. I mean, once you're engaged to that person, or even like once you're about to propose to that person, you feel ultimately comfortable that I chose that person because I know that that person in any situation, me and that person, like our team, we're gonna be able to succeed in that situation.
Exactly.
Right.
So now it's like, even if you have a plan, God forbid something, but that plan doesn't work out, we still know each other, love each other, respect each other enough to figure shit out.
So exactly, how long is too long to be engaged for before you get married?
5 years. That's too long. I'm gonna leave you.
Yeah, after 4 years, that's when I'm out, but 2 years, I'll start bitching.
Yeah.
Over 30, a year and a half. Under 30, 3 years.
Me, period, after 2 years. Start like backslide.
Is that backing up? Wait, so you gonna take the ring and get back to him?
Yeah,
I don't want
after
the ring
2
no more.
years, what are we still doing?
I think I'm
Doesn't
with
matter
her.
what
And
age.
after 2 years, like, what we doing, fam?
First off, I'm not gonna propose if I know this shit ain't gonna work. I'm just saying. So once I know it's working, we're good, we're steady, we're gonna make it happen. If I propose shit less than 6 months, I'm ready to go.
Look at you. You have a girlfriend.
Shit, I think I might just hit up City Hall in Vegas real quick.
City Hall.
And then plan the whole grand wedding after that.
And my man right here, I just recently got engaged, you know what I mean? So what you got, man? He just recently got engaged, so how, what you talking about?
In my opinion, I kind of agree with like Stella's opinion. I mean, I feel like if you're under 30, I definitely say like a year and a half, that's good. But like after 30, I feel like by then you should have at least been starting your career or somewhere in a decent spot in your life. Things should be in order. No, definitely not over a year. It shouldn't even probably hit 6 months. Like I feel like then, I feel like then you should be you should be stable. Y'all should both be like, okay, we're here. We got the bread. Our spiritual lives are in order. We got a plan. Blase. After 30, boom, 6 months, you make that mark, and then you get the ground running. It's time to have a family. So
This is why I like him.
Good conversations. That's what we do here, real people, real conversations, a little bit of back and forth.